Tennessee. Sean, you're on the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'd like to hear your story about the making love by the sewer plant. I love that one because it reminds me of.
Why do you like Love by the Sewer Plant? There's not a dirty word in it, you know.
Well, I know I guess that's a problem for certain people I know elsewhere because they always like a gory, horrible stuff, you know.
No, if you want triple X, pornographic literature, you can get that on HBO any night. You can get it from anywhere you turn. But when I write Love by the Sewer Plant or The Nympho in Alley Pond Park, there's not one F word, not S word, nothing. Because what it is about life, and if life is poignant, you don't need to shock people with filthy words. That's for the subliterate inner city psychopaths who don't have the English language at their disposal. So they have to revert to the F word and the S word. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. And I do hope, I know this is off the I do hope you are going to win that case about CARE. I really hate what they're doing to you.
Whoa. That case is over. They try to hit me for almost $180,000 in legal fees. My lawyer fired back and said that they're not entitled to it, and the judge, appointed by Bill Clinton, a liberal judge, sided with me and threw their case out for legal fees. Did you know that?
Oh, I know. That's horrible. But, I support you all the way. I really hope the best. I hope you sock it to those people. I really do.
Well, at this point, I'm out of the CARE case. Somebody else is going to finally expose them, in my opinion, for who they are. It's inevitable that one day people will come to understand who they really are, And
I want to join your nationalist party, too.
Well, you really have a big shopping list. Well, I hope Santa visits you very soon, Sean. But right now, Santa's going to send you a copy of Psychological Nudity if you can tell me why you want to hear Love by the Sewer Plant.
Well, because I had a crush on this girl once that never happened, and it's mostly I imagine things. You know how young people are.
How long ago was this?
Well, it was actually over 15 or 16 years ago. I was in middle school,
50 or 60 years ago, or 15 or 16?
Or 16 years ago.
Oh. That's an interesting question for a show. It's an interesting question for a radio show. Are there people listening to this show who still burn a flame for a love going back decades, someone you've not seen? That is, I think people carry around these idealized images of someone that they were going out with or whatever, and it didn't work out, and they think, oh, I missed the boat, I should have married her, And you know what makes me think of that? I watched a movie last night that I can tell you I loved. Ben Stiller in The Heartbreak Kid. Did you ever see that movie?
Oh, I've heard of it. I like it.
Oh, it's so good. Send the fellow a book. I got to tell you that I'm going to take a minute on this. I don't get too involved in comedy movies. I happen to think Ben Stiller is a comic genius. I think he's the best. I really like the guy. I know he's a liberal. Doesn't matter to me. I judge the man by his art. His politics are not my concern right now. He's a fabulous comedian, and so is his father. Comes from a very fabulous game. You can see he became this way because his father was. His timing is so much better than Woody Allen, who's the Stephen Fetchit of the Jewish genre, that they're not even in the same category. This guy is so good, Ben Stiller. Anyway, he did a movie called The Heartbreak Kid. So it opens in San Francisco, and the street scenes are great. And he's a dating guy, single guy, and he's walking down the street, and a pickpocket, a mugger, grabs a pocketbook from a purse from a girl and bangs into him, and he tries to get the purse back, then he gets sprayed in the eye, and then she says, oh, thanks for helping me, but he doesn't get the bag back. And she's a stunningly good-looking blonde girl. I forget her name. I don't even know. And blah, blah, blah. They fall in love, and he's still afraid to get married because he's a typical single guy, doesn't want to commit. They get married, and they go on a honeymoon to Cabo San Lucas. It is a scream what she turns out to be. She's a singer. She's a hummer. It turns out she has a deviated septum from being a coke user. She's a sex maniac. In other words, it's a stereotype of everything possible wrong with a woman of your dreams. Turns out that that's who she was. And instead of being Miss Innocent Christmas Face, she turns out to be a complete nightmare. And he's trying to tell her in Cabo San Lucas that he's fallen in love with another woman at the hotel while he's married to her on the honeymoon. And this other woman's like Miss Innocent, Anyway, I can't give away all the details, but the plot is so intricate and so well done, and his timing is so good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But it brought to mind how many people out there must carry around some idealized picture of some woman or some guy they knew 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they're in let's say you're in a bad marriage, which is par for the course. And you think, I've compromised. What if I had gone with John, let's say? What if I'd married my college sweetheart instead of this lunk that I'm stuck with? Stuck with all these years. What you don't realize, like, you're idealizing what John was. Go take a look at John today if he's still living. He's lunk too. I'll be right back.
I can't see anyone but you.